All right, how about some NBA quick takes, Mr. Smith? The Lakers got their first win of the season behind Carmelo Anthony's team-high 28 points. Melo balled. What do you think of the new look Lakers so far?
Well, I don't like the way that they've looked. They've got to shore things up defensively. They certainly got to shore up their perimeter shooting and get things going with Russell Westbrook. But Carmelo Anthony was special last night. Just makes me so proud. I can't believe people actually thought this brother, it was justified, this brother being out of the league. 37 years of age, still doing his thing. I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
Absolutely. It was fun to watch. Your New York Knicks picked up their first L of the season yesterday at home in the Garden to the Magic. Stephen A., did this temper your enthusiasm?
Not at all. Not at all. It's 82 games. They were never going to go 82-0. You lose games like this, mere bag of shells. It's no big deal. New York, stand up. We be all right. We be all right.
Yeah. There's 82 games. I'll remember that line. The Charlotte Hornets improved to 3-0 with a road win over the Brooklyn Nets. Did this win tell you more about the Hornets, Stephen A., or the Nets?
Well, it told me more about the Nets in terms of James Harden's got to get his game together. I don't like what I'm seeing thus far. I'm confident he will get it together, but he's got to get that three going because when he doesn't, he's not the same player. He's got to get that going. But I got to give the Charlotte Hornets some love, not just LaMelo Ball. This brother Miles Bridges, who dunked, Clint Capella should have left the league for a week after getting dunked on the way that he did last year. Miles Bridges is averaging 25 a game with 8 rebounds.
Latest milestone came on a 9-yard touchdown strike to Mike Evans late in the opening quarter against the Bears. Evans threw the ball to a fan in the stands before realizing the significance, but they were able to get it back, so it's all good. And then he went to him a couple more times. The Bucks are averaging over 40 points per game in their 4 home games this season, tied for the 7th most through a team's first 4 home games of the season. Since 1970, that was the merger. But are they the best offense in the NFL? The Cowboys' offense ranks slightly ahead of the Bucks in both yards and points per game this season. Stephen A., cover your ears. Ryan Clark back here with us. Michael, I think I know which way you're going, but I want to start with you anyway, playmaker. Which offense is more dangerous? Is it Tampa Bay or Dallas?
Oh, listen. Tampa Bay has a dangerous offense. And that slant route that we just showed Mike Evans catching, that's a big boy play. That's a big boy play. And Dallas really don't have any of those kinds of receivers, those big boy receivers to make those kinds of plays. But they do have great receivers that can make plays all over the football field. And the one asset that I'll pull out on offense that I said Dallas has that Tampa does not have is an ability to get yards from the quarterback position with Dak Prescott that Tom Brady cannot give you. Everything else, they both have. Everything else they both have. They both have, and Dak even has a better run game than Tom Brady has back there. So when you start talking about the best offense, we got to start talking about how can you attack defenses. And yes, Tom Brady is the master at breaking down defenses and making plays on them. But the Dallas Cowboys have the best offense in the NFC. Bar none. Now, I'm not just talking about better than the Bucs. I'm talking about, period, the best offense in the NFC with their ability to hit you any kind of way they want.
Well, let me say this. I mean, I certainly can't argue with you based on the way they've looked. I mean, we got to stop the presses. I mean, they went up against those
oh my gosh,
Philadelphia Eagles, right? Of course, we saw them go against Tampa Bay and the Chargers the first 2 weeks of the season, but then after that, they went against the Super Bowl contenders that are the Philadelphia Eagles.
Don't get Philly mad at you.
Those stout defenders known as the Carolina Panthers without Christian McCaffrey. Okay, they went up against
the Patriots.
They went up against the New York Giants. I mean, just stop the presses. I mean,
Giants had a big win this weekend.
And of course, the Patriots. I mean, really stop the presses, y'all. I mean, my God. I mean, just look at them. I mean, it's something special to behold. It really, really is. When I see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I see you give me Dak Prescott, I give you Tom Brady. I understand that Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard are no joke, but Leonard Fournette ain't nothing to sneeze at, particularly in that offense. You give me Amari Cooper and obviously a C.D. Lamb and stuff like that. I will remind you about that brother Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin are nothing to sneeze at either, not to mention their tight ends with Gronk and the crew. All I'm trying to say is this. When I take all of those things into consideration, then I take into account the 7-time Super Bowl champion that is Tom Brady, and I juxtapose that to a guy that's won a couple of playoff games in Dak Prescott. Forgive me if I'm going to say It's Tampa Bay, bro.
I'm just curious, Stephen A. When you mention their schedule and who they beat, why don't you mention the Chargers? Or why don't you mention that it was a 2-point game against the Bucks without Zach Martin? Why did you just focus on the you said the Eagles like 8 times.
I didn't say the Chargers and the Bucks.
I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that. Me and Michael didn't hear that.
Hey, it's okay, Stephen A. Because here's what you have going for you. On this show and saying this is this. You got to go against the GOAT. Right? The feeling is you should never go against the GOAT. And Tom Brady, to me, is playing the best ball that I've ever seen him play. Man. He's going out of his mind. Right? You have all of these receivers. Early on in the season, it was Gronk. And then we saw AB come along. Both of those guys are hurt. You could go to Michael Irvin. I know that's what you were feeling when you were walking in here. But the thing you did was you wore the right colors. Both of these two offenses are explosive in the pass. They got quarterbacks that are making plays not only in the clutch, but anytime you need it to any wide receiver. Whether we can hit Cedric Wilson on a 4th and 4 if we need to because he's that good and my quarterback's that good. What happens? Let's just say it happens that you stop the pass game. That you play deep cover 2 like we see teams do against the Kansas City Chiefs, and somebody has to decide we're going to turn around and hand this ball off.
And they can't do it.
Tampa Bay can't do it.
Win a game.
Tampa Bay can't do it and win a game. The Dallas Cowboys offense can win a football game in any way you make them play. They're the best.
I'm sitting across from
and they get Leo Collins back. They're getting back the time.
They're the most complete. See, I'm going to say, here's what I like about playmakers.
I love that.
Here's what I like about playmakers.
We got all reasons why they missing games now. We got dudes ineligible. We got dudes getting in trouble all the time. Are we sure they're going to be available? I'm just saying, are we sure they're going to be available? That's all I'm trying to say. Are we sure they're going to be available?
That is a staple of the Dallas Cowboys. We will miss games in any type of way we can.
That's right.
Okay? But the final thing is this, and I'm going to one-up the playmaker on Dallas for the first time in his life. Somebody is more excited about the Cowboys than he is.
Oh, Lord.
He sold them short. He said they're the best offense in the NFC. The Dallas Cowboys are the most complete offense in the entire league.
Hey, you come over for dinner this week anytime. You're saying some good stuff. He knows what he's talking about.
I get what y'all saying, and I do understand that I'm sitting across from 2 Super Bowl champions. A dude that never played football, never thought about playing football, never wanted to play football. I'm sitting across from 2 Super Bowl champions. That's cool. But, it's interesting because Ryan was acting like I'm losing debates. Ryan was wrong twice.
You said you lost all of them.
He just didn't show up the weeks he was wrong. You understand? I'm going to let that go now. I'm going to let that go. He was off. Okay? He didn't show up when I was looking for him when I was right. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get him later because they ain't going to be the only time he's been wrong. That's number one. Number two, here's how I answered this question. When you say the better offense, are we talking right now? Because, see, I'm projecting. And I'm thinking about the postseason. And I'm thinking about the Cowboys and the Bucs and who's going to be the best offense when it counts. That's where I'm at. Because I already brought up the schedule. That cupcake schedule over the last 4 or 5 weeks that the Cowboys have been experiencing. I mean, you want to write home about that, you go right ahead. You go right ahead and get caught up in it. I'm not.
How you the star of the show, you write the show, you change the...
I write the show. Let me get credit for something. I read the show.
You change the questions,
mid-question,
and you go to different things.
I didn't do that.
Golly.
What I'm saying to you is this. I don't believe what I'm seeing. Yeah, I give them respect. I know they are potent offense. We knew that coming into the season. But when you say they're the best, I am allergic to making such proclamations about anything Dallas Cowboys and the best. Those are oxymorons as far as I'm concerned. I can't mess with that.
Words.
I cannot do it. I'm looking at them, Philly, Carolina, Giants, New England Patriots.
You play when they put on the schedule.
All right, can I give the Hall of Fame? Can I give the former Cowboy the Hall of Famer the final word?
Not just did they win, but how they looked with the win while they were winning. That's why we are here to break it down, and you see what the Dallas Cowboys look like.
But does the competition matter?
Who they're playing.
But does the competition matter? I mean, if you a giant in a small man's contest, ain't you gonna look taller than everybody else? I mean, damn. I mean, what you want me to say?
Come on, this isn't David and Goliath. Let's
No,
relax.
I'm just saying that the Dallas Cowboys, who have you gone against the last month?
All right.
And you got a bye week.
Did you not watch the first week?
Okay.
When they went against Tampa?
They were very impressive the first
Coming
week.
up.
They were competitive when they lost.
It happened
They were competitive
yet
when they
again.
lost.
Patrick Mahomes with an absolute